A mother's sacrifice. Clara's world shattered the day David died. The factory accident stole her husband, leaving her alone with their 3-year-old daughter, Vivian, and a pile of unpaid bills. At 25, Clara was drowning in grief, her heart heavy with the memory of David's last kiss and his promise to bring Vivian a candy bar, a promise he'd never keep. 3 months later, their tiny Lagos apartment felt like a cage, the kitchen table buried under final notices, rent, electricity, water. Her purse held $3.37, a cruel reminder of her failure to provide. "Mama, I'm hungry," Vivian whispered, her small voice piercing Clara's soul. The little girl's dress hung loose, her shoes worn thin. Clara pulled her onto her lap, hugging her tightly to hide her own tears. "We'll figure it out, my sweet girl," she said, but the words felt hollow. The cabinets were bare, the fridge empty. The landlord's threats echoed in her mind: "Pay $800 in 3 days, or you're out." That night, Clara clutched David's photo, whispering, "I'm failing her, David. I can't do this." Her sobs were silent, muffled in the bathroom so Vivian wouldn't hear. The next morning, a knock startled her. Expecting the landlord, Clara opened the door to find Stella Williams, a woman draped in wealth, silk dress, sparkling jewelry, a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "I heard about your situation," Stella said smoothly. "I can help." Clara's stomach churned as Stella sat in their Barren apartment, her gaze lingering on Vivian. "She's beautiful," Stella said, offering Vivian a candy bar. The little girl's eyes lit up, her hunger overriding her shyness. Clara's unease grew. "How did this stranger know so much about them?" "I want to adopt Vivian," Stella said, her voice soft but sharp. "I can give her everything: food, clothes, the best schools. And I'll pay you $50,000 to start over." The words hit Clara like a physical blow, her breath catching in her throat. "No," she whispered, tears burning her eyes. "She's my daughter." But Stella's words burrowed deep. "You can't feed her. In 3 days, you'll be homeless. What kind of life is that for her?" Clara looked at Vivian, so small, so fragile, playing with an empty box because they had no toys. Her heart screamed, but her reality was merciless. "I need time," Clara said weakly. Stella left, promising to return for an answer. The next morning, the landlord arrived with 2 men, their arms full of Clara's meager possessions. "Time's up," he barked. Vivian's cries, "Mama, why are they taking our things?" tore Clara apart. Then Stella appeared, her car gleaming in the sunlight. With a flick of her wrist, she handed the landlord $1,000, saving Clara's home. But her words were a knife. "This is just a bandage, Clara. What happens next month?" Vivian, still clutching her father's old teddy bear, hugged Stella's legs. "The pretty lady saved us, Mama." Clara's heart sank. She owed Stella now, and the debt felt heavier than money. That night, Vivian fell ill, her tiny body burning with fever. Clara's desperation peaked as she carried her daughter to a free clinic, only to be turned away. At the hospital, the receptionist's cold dismissal, "We can't see patients who can't pay," crushed her. Sitting on the hospital steps, Vivian shivering in her arms, Clara felt utterly powerless. "Mama, I'm scared," Vivian whispered. When Stella's car pulled up, Clara's shame battled her relief. Stella swept Vivian into the hospital, her wealth parting the sea of bureaucracy. Within minutes, Vivian was in a clean bed, a doctor at her side, medicine easing her pain. Clara watched, a bystander in her daughter's life, her heart breaking with gratitude and guilt. "You don't understand," Stella said later, her voice gentle but unyielding. "If Vivian were mine, this would never happen. She'd have the best of everything." Clara's tears fell as she realized the truth: she couldn't protect her daughter. Not from hunger, not from sickness, not from a world that demanded money she didn't have. The next morning, Vivian's fever was gone, her smile a faint light in Clara's darkness. With trembling hands, Clara dialed Stella's number. "If I let you adopt her," she choked out, "will you love her like your own?" Stella's promise was calm, final: "She'll have everything, Clara. But you can't see her again. It's best for her." At 3 p.m., Stella arrived with a doll and a bag of clothes, her smile triumphant. Vivian clung to Clara, her small hands gripping her mother's shirt. "Mama, I don't want to go," she sobbed. Clara knelt, her voice breaking. "You're going to have a beautiful life, baby. Mama loves you more than all the stars in the sky." As Stella carried Vivian to the car, the little girl's cries, "Mama! Mama!" echoed in Clara's soul. Through the car window, Vivian pressed her hand against the glass. Clara touched it from the other side, her heart shattering as the car drove away. She stood in the street, watching her daughter disappear, the silence of her empty apartment swallowing her whole. Weeks later, Clara couldn't resist. She snuck to Stella's mansion, hiding behind trees to glimpse her daughter. Vivian looked like a princess in her new clothes, but her eyes were dull, her smile gone. She clutched her father's teddy bear, alone in a sea of toys. Clara's heart ached, her daughter had everything, yet nothing. Then Stella caught her. "You sold her," Stella hissed, her words venomous. "Stay away, or I'll destroy you." When Clara returned, desperate to see Vivian again, police sirens wailed. Handcuffed, she saw Stella's smug smile and Vivian's confused face at the window. "She's my daughter," Clara pleaded, but the officers didn't listen. In court, Stella's lies painted Clara as a stalker. The judge's gavel fell like a guillotine, 20 years in prison. Clara's world collapsed, her love for Vivian her only crime. 20 years later at 45, Clara walked out of prison, her hair streaked with gray, her heart heavy with loss. Lagos had changed, her old life erased by time and progress. She found work as a cleaner at Williams Corporation, unaware it was Stella's empire. Each night, she scrubbed offices, her hands trembling at the sight of family photos on desks, reminders of the daughter she'd lost. One evening, a young woman appeared, her presence commanding yet kind. "I'm Vivian Williams, the CEO," she said, her smile warm. Clara's heart stuttered. Vivian. Her Vivian. But she was a stranger now, a successful woman with no memory of her birth mother. Clara kept her head down, her voice soft. "I'm just the cleaner, ma'am." Their paths crossed often, late nights blurring into moments of connection. Vivian's kindness stirred something in Clara, a flicker of hope she hadn't felt in decades. They talked, about life, loss, dreams. When Vivian asked about Clara's daughter, the truth burned in Clara's throat. "I lost her," she said, tears falling. "I made a mistake." Vivian's touch was gentle, her eyes filled with empathy. "That must be so painful." Clara nodded, unable to say more, the weight of her secret crushing her. Their friendship grew, a quiet bond forged in stolen moments. Vivian brought Clara tea, Clara gave Vivian a potted plant, a small gesture that made Vivian's eyes shine with tears. "No one's ever given me something just to make me happy," Vivian said. Clara's heart swelled, a mother's love stirring beneath her pain, but Stella saw it all. One day, she stormed into Vivian's office, her voice dripping with venom. "Fire that cleaning lady," she demanded. Vivian's defiance was fierce. "Clara stays. She's my friend." Stella's fear grew. Clara was too close, threatening the lie she'd built in the parking garage. Stella confronted Clara. "Leave, or I'll send you back to prison," she spat. Clara's voice trembled but held firm. "She's my daughter. I just want to be near her." Vivian, retrieving forgotten keys, overheard every word. Her world shattered as the truth spilled out. Clara was her mother, Stella her captor. Is it true? Vivian asked, stepping from the shadows, her voice raw with betrayal. Clara's heart stopped, her eyes locking with Vivian's, those same eyes from 20 years ago. Yes, Clara whispered, tears streaming down her face. I'm your mother. Vivian's pain erupted. You gave me away. You sold me. Clara sobbed, I thought I was saving you. I was wrong. Turning to Stella, Vivian's voice was steel. You lied to me. You told me my mother was dead. Stella's excuses crumbled under Vivian's fury. I protected you, she cried, but Vivian saw the truth. Stella's love was control, not care. Clara stood silent, her heart torn between hope and fear, knowing Vivian's anger included her too.